Hey, here we are, DarrenEnns.com. Again, I've been asked the question several times, Darren, what is a trade union? How do I join? Should I join? And I'll just give you my personal opinion. You know, you hear both ways. You hear a lot of flack about unions. You hear a lot of bad stuff in the news, whatever. And then you talk to people who are in a union, and they say, "Oh, yeah, it's the only way to go." So, I'm just going to give you just a tiny taste of my story. I used to work non-union. I used to work out in the tracks, out in the homes out there. And back in I don't remember, in the 80s, late 80s, I was making really good money for a young kid my age. But I could see the type of competition that I was getting out there. And I realized pretty quickly that if I was going to be able to raise a family on the type of income that I needed, I might have to have some representation because as a construction worker, I was not the best at negotiating raises, pay raises, and stuff like that. And I couldn't see the rates on the non union type work that was out there keeping up with the kind of income that I would need to raise a family. And so one of my uncles invited me over to the union, and I went and tried it out, and I liked it. My first job was at the Rio Hotel in Las Vegas back in the 80s, and I just never turned away from there. From that point, I just joined the union and I just kept working union. I stayed really busy. I know there's a lot of people who, it depends, you know, you can kind of play it how you want. I needed to work. I needed to work all the time, year round, because I had a family to raise and I was serious about it. And I put time and effort into um, beefing up my career, into being the best person that I could be for the contractor, and, you know, got all my certifications and just tried to do the best I could. Not to say I was the best one out there, but I thought I did a pretty good job. And I never really had a problem being laid off for very long. I think the longest I was ever laid off, more or less, was about 3 days. And that was over a weekend, so I just made a 3 day weekend out of it and got right back to work. And so I've always been pretty lucky, I guess, about that. But sometimes workers and trade unions, depending on if you're working construction, those type of jobs, it's pretty common to get laid off when the job is over, and then you're out looking for a job again, or waiting on the list for your number to get called so you can go out to work. So you do need to plan for that. You need to put money away and plan for there being times when